Hey y'all, how are you doing? I'm great, thank you so much for asking. It's me, Kim, and I'm back for another video. Look, I've already accepted that I am never getting invited to Tyler Perry Studios, so let's be honest, shall we? I understand Tyler Perry is an incredible businessman, and that's why people adore him and celebrate him and fawn over him. And I want to be as charitable as possible in my readings of Black creatives. I know it's hard out there, but we gotta have some real talk. This week, Tyler Perry released video of the scripts of all of his 25 shows stacked up, and actually it's like 8 shows, but that's a lot of shows. And he bragged about writing them all by himself, and in the caption for that video it was work ethic.
So I don't know if you know this, but all shows on television have a writer's room, and most of the time there are 10 people, 12, whatever, that write all these television shows, right? Well, I have no writer's room. Nobody writes any of my work. I write it all. Why am I telling you this? I wrote all of these scripts by myself in 2019. What's my point? Work ethic.
Now, we, the people of social media, are supposed to look at that video and say, what am I doing with my life? I'm not working hard enough. I'm a failure. If Tyler Perry can do that, then certainly I can write 100 scripts in a year. Or we're supposed to say, oh, well, he's working like that. That's why I'm not a multimillionaire. Well, viewer, I did not have that response. I didn't have that feeling because Tyler Perry's work is bad. It is objectively bad. I know lots of people who enjoy it. I get it. I like lots of trash. But we have to be real about the quality of his output. The shows look cheap. The characters are underdeveloped. The plot lines are rehashed and predictable. And not to mention the ridiculous stuff that he does with his portrayals of Black womanhood. They're so retro and regressive. It really makes no sense for where we are politically or culturally in 2020. Just go back and watch my Acrimony review. I've had a problem with Tyler Perry's work for a very long time. But I do appreciate people who build things. He's certainly a builder. But no, we're not going to celebrate that. In our society, we way over celebrate workaholics. We put them on this ridiculous pedestal, primarily because they provide the most value in our capitalist system, and sometimes they're able to reap great rewards, though I'd say the majority of workaholics do not reap great rewards. There are lots of people working really, really hard all the time who are never gonna see a fraction of what Tyler Perry has. So I'm just no longer impressed by people who work all the time, people who brag about working 20 hours a day. Just making a lot of stuff is not it. What are you making? What's the degree of difficulty? Is it rigorous? Is it innovative? Is it collaborative? Are you bringing other people in? Tyler Perry posting that video to social media and being so proud of himself is really just a ridiculous byproduct of this hustle culture that we live in, this culture of go, 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 grind until your heart explodes. And we do not need to be celebrating that. And that's how we get to Tyler Perry bragging about writing everything himself. Why? He needs help. Sir, you need some help. The TV shows and the movies are horrible, and we've seen no growth, no progression. Imagine being just as bad at your chosen profession at 50 as you were at 30 and thinking that's a flex. Personally, I'm impressed by single-authored works when they're magnificent, like Fleabag. Phoebe Waller-Bridge's Fleabag, which she wrote and she stars in, one of the best shows of the past decade, easily. But she took her time, and there are only 12 total episodes of that show. She decided to stop it after 2 seasons because writing a show by yourself of amazing quality is hard. Good ideas take time. Most of us just do not have a Fleabag in us. I mean, even Phoebe Waller-Bridge says she does not have any more Fleabag in her. And I think it's really important for creatives and those of us who support them to understand that collaboration is not a dirty word. Some of the best stuff, the most enduring stuff, comes from people working together. Like, have y'all seen that documentary on Netflix about Quincy Jones? It is amazing, number one. But number two, Quincy Jones is a consummate collaborator. I also think of Beyonce as a consummate collaborator. She lets us know that she's bringing in all kinds of people and all kinds of influences. That matters. It's important. And you know, something I don't really understand is Tyler Perry has talked many times about building his own table.
Everybody was fighting for a seat at the table, talking about Oscar so white, Oscar so white. I said, y'all go ahead and do that. But while you fighting for a seat at the table, I'll be down in Atlanta building my own.
I get it. I endorse that message. But why build your own table if you're going to be the only person sitting at it? What's wrong with sharing credit? What's wrong with having an editor? What's wrong with coming together with people who are just as creative and brilliant as you are? There's nothing wrong with that. There's nothing to be ashamed of. And I do feel like inadvertently, Tyler Perry contributes to this idea that it's not real brilliance if you didn't do it all by yourself. And I really do think we underestimate how bringing people in can stop you from doing a whole bunch of dumb stuff. It can save you from yourself. I've really thought about this over the last 6 months. That's why I'm trying to do more videos with different people, bring different people in. I'm hiring more people. I want to hear different ideas. I want to hear different thoughts and opinions. Because yeah, I could be successful sitting by myself on my living room floor forever, but am I going to get better doing that? Am I gonna have the most fun doing that? Am I gonna innovate? Am I gonna push myself? No. So the fact that Tyler Perry can't see that, it's beyond me. My guiding philosophy is, are you making the best stuff you could possibly make? If there's something that you don't know or something that you're not particularly good at, are you asking for help? Are you seeking input of others? I do think that I owe it to myself and my community to try to live up to my potential. And nobody reaches their full potential by themselves. It does not happen. And low-key, I'm kind of glad Tyler gave us this opening so we can discuss genuinely some of the failures of his work. Because he does do a lot of good stuff. He's opening Tyler Perry Studios, and he's building a shelter for LGBTQ youth, and he's paying all these black people. But there are some real problems on the creative side. And most of those issues stem from just writing stuff to put it out, writing stuff to make money. He's bragging about putting shitty work out into the world when he does not have to. It's one thing to do everything yourself when you're broke. I get it. And I understand that Tyler Perry comes from living in his car and putting on his stage shows all by himself. I get that those are his roots, but he's well beyond that. When you have tons and tons of resources, that kind of mindset does deserve to be called out. And no, building a big, beautiful studio complex does not mean you get to evade those criticisms. And I do think that people like me have to be comfortable with the fact that Tyler Perry just is not invested in making art. He's not trying to make high art. He's not trying to make things that impress critics. I understand. But why be proud of cranking out one shitty script after another? I don't understand. Just keep it to yourself and collect all your money then, if that's how you feel. Tyler Perry is not Stevie Wonder. He ain't gonna have no classic period. And that's fine, I guess. But you gotta wonder, is he controlling? Is he greedy? Is he selfish? Is it all three? Because really, if you think about it, he could be the greatest producer of all time if he gave the keys to capable artists. Think of how respected somebody like Harvey Weinstein was in entertainment before we found out that he was a serial rapist. Awards upon awards upon awards, and he helped so many movies get made. Or like somebody who's not disgraced, we can look at Brad Pitt. Brad Pitt turned out to be a pretty good actor, but he's a great producer. He has used his fame and his money to get behind so many marginalized creatives. I do believe that part of it is about not wanting to share money, but you're already an unfathomably rich person, get over it. And maybe it is about wanting to keep control over the vision. I do think that it's easy to have these irrational fears that somebody else coming in is going to mess up what you have in your mind, or that the quality might be diminished. But in Tyler Perry's case, quality is not really, it shouldn't be a concern, is what I'm saying. And really, he's just not trying to listen to any criticisms. I absolutely think that there's a thing when you make so much money and you're so famous and people celebrate you, where you're like, oh, I've gotten this far by doing this, so why do I even need to listen to anybody outside? And that's understandable to a point, but I gotta tell you, One of the reasons why Beyonce is Beyonce, the icon, well-respected, loved by fans, is because she listens. She listens to critiques from high and low, and we see her evolving and growing right before our eyes. It's really amazing to witness Beyonce wrestle with ideas and go back and forth and consult her creative team and raise the bar for herself. I'm moved by that. Even if you have issues with her politics, which I got issues, the quality of her output cannot be questioned. I mean, Homecoming, come on now, come on. That level of execution does not come about without lots of people coming together to bring their gifts and talents into one thing. It's amazing. And for me, the most offensive thing about all this is Tyler Perry's shows so often center Black womanhood. And he's not even a Black woman. He can't even lay claim to that experience. And I'm not saying that artists can't venture outside of their demographic boxes to tell stories. I do not believe that at all. But if you're gonna do it, be careful. Tyler Perry's work lacks care. It lacks layers, complexity, nuance. And I also know that there is a strong cohort of people who believe that Black folks deserve a chance to be just as mediocre as white folks have been able to be for years and years and years. I get that. But if we're gonna get mediocre stories about Black women's lives, at least let Black women do the storytelling. What does it mean that a man who has so much power and influence over the way that Black women are portrayed approaches those portrayals so haphazardly? Yeah, we should be talking about the fact that this man who has so many opportunities refuses to put Black women writers on. His claim to expertise is, I know a lot of Black women and I loved them. No, sir, that's not cutting it in 2020. I might be able to accept that Tyler Perry has views that align more closely with Black women of older generations and that they have no problem with him representing them in that way, even though I do find those views to be utterly toxic. But Tyler Perry has this newer show called Sistas about 4 millennial Black women finding love. So you're telling me that a 50-year-old Black man, a man who women my age have been critiquing for over a decade, that he felt like he was the best person to write a show about us? Absolutely not. Absolutely not. And you know why I know he wasn't? Because the show is bad. It's shamefully terrible. And look, I'm not somebody who needs a happy ending, but the specific ways that Tyler Perry has chosen to beat down and punish Black women in his work over the years, it's disgusting. We need to move on from that. For years and years and years, we were just okay with men like telling women's stories in this really ridiculous way. The tides are changing. It's time for us to do something different. And I do think that Tyler Perry is a relic of the past. We need more good work, not just more work. If you're somebody who feels comfortable pumping out lots and lots of bullshit with little to no artistic or cultural value, it's whatever. Do that, you're on your own, but that should not be championed. It should not be celebrated. We should absolutely push back and question it when there are so many creatives, and Black women in particular, who are busting their asses to make good stuff, to tell new stories, to tell more robust stories with better narratives. And they're just not getting the chances because people are hoarding opportunities. They're hoarding resources. I know this is not just a Tyler Perry problem. It didn't start with him. It's not going to end with him, but he is definitely exploiting the problem. I do think that if you get rich off the backs of a group you don't belong to, you have some added responsibilities. And the question is Tyler Perry meeting his? I don't think so. I think that he has repeatedly shirked those responsibilities. And do you think that this man is watching all of the stuff that he makes and he's really impressed by it? I don't think so. And if he is super impressed by all of it, his taste level is 0. Tyler Perry is who he is because he super serves his audience. And I get it. I'm probably not the target demo. I'm okay with that. I get that it's Black women, religious, maybe a little bit older, who are not often seen in the mainstream. They deserve representation. They deserve for their interests to be catered to. I'm glad somebody is doing it, but they also deserve quality. They deserve more than bad wigs and repetitive storylines and bad sets. They deserve character development. They deserve more than seeing themselves be punished for wanting more or being successful. Does he think so little of his audience that he believes that they don't deserve to see more than the same movie made over and over and over again? Because if he really valued the women that he claims to care about so much, he would bring more people in. He does not have the tools to do it. He's incapable. We're at this really interesting moment where people are more comfortable giving Tyler Perry the credit he deserves for what he's accomplished. I mean, it's undeniable. Nobody's trying to take that away from him. Tyler Perry absolutely opened up some spaces for Black creatives. He showed that Black women in particular are bankable, that we will show up, that we will support. But after you open up the space, what comes next? I really don't look down on him or what he's trying to do. I appreciate it for what it is. It's just really frustrating to see people refuse to do better. And I know that means I'm never gonna have a walk-on role on House of Pain. I get it. But you know, the truth is the truth. Well, that's all I have to say about that. Thank you guys so much for watching. Be sure to like, share, and subscribe. Hit me up on Instagram or Twitter, the DMs. Trying not to do social media, but DMs are open. Leave a comment below. Thank you to the patrons. Sign up for the Patreon. I appreciate y'all so much. It helps me enormously. Buy some merch. Read More Bell Hooks merch is still on sale. Or don't buy any merch. Or don't sign up for the Patreon. It's okay. I appreciate you just for watching. I think that's it. I'll see you guys next time. Bye.